to turn it on. So I did, yeah, that would have been fun. I haven't seen her forever. I've seen a few pictures that she posted of the flood. So, but Carol, used to live in Lincoln. She's on her 18, like adopted by God. Then she would come all the time, and then she got a job in the
South Dakota.
South Dakota, thanks, yeah, that's the easiest way to say it, isn't it? Because I don't know, because now she has a different job.
She was superintendent at a school,
She
Yeah.
got a job in
Santee.
South Dakota, and now she's back in northern Nebraska.
Right, which is good, because that's up by her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. So I kind of knew that it was probably gonna be a little smaller tonight. But I didn't know, I thought maybe Molly would be here. But she's been here the last 2 weeks, so,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
unexpected.
Yeah, kinda, but not really. I mean, I think we should have expected some of it because of
Yeah.
how much snow
Oh,
we
yeah,
had.
totally.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
One of my girlfriends in California was like, why is it so bad? And I said, well, because the ground is frozen, and it froze, I found out the other day, down to 40 inches this
Really?
winter,
Mhm.
which is more than it normally freezes
Right.
deep. So the ground is froze, then we all of a sudden had a rain and a warm day on top of our record snowfall, so it just melted so fast, and it
Right.
couldn't soak in.
Right.
And she was like, okay, that makes sense, if it can't
Right.
soak in, it's gotta go.
Right. But then you get in all the ice jam, you know, the ice that was,
Yeah,
that was so crazy, those pictures that,
and it was flowing at such a rate of speed that
Mhm.
it just crashed everything.
yeah.
It was interesting today on Facebook, I saw the trees that were,
Yeah,
the ice ran into the tree trunks,
Oh,
and they
I
were
saw
all
that.
splintered.
Oh,
On
I
like
didn't see
one
that.
side of the tree trunk was all
Mhm.
splintered because
Ah.
all the ice was running into it.
Probably taller than you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow,
Mhm.
Yeah, that I found was very interesting.
yeah.
I
showed
drove-
how high the water
I
was.
drove
Yeah, that
over the
was
river
crazy.
on Sunday going to
Wow.
Omaha, and I was just amazed at how fast it was flowing.
See, that made me, when
I
I
think I
once
would
I
be
heard
too
that, I'm like,
scared.
I don't even wanna go to Omaha.
Well,
I was
yeah.
like-
I was supposed to go to
I'm-
on Sunday. I was like,
I was supposed to go on Thursday,
Yeah.
I was still thinking,
I
I
kind of
might
sped
opt
across
out.
the bridge
Well,
without
yeah,
looking,
because-
Oh my
because I
gosh.
was just like, gotta get across.
yeah, because do they know, was there anybody like on the, some of those bridges that went out, like, I mean, is there
There-
missing
yeah,
people?
the
Like,
farmer
I mean, the
died.
farmer, I heard
Yeah.
that one.
There's,
'cause-
I mean, there's pictures on Facebook of cars that were like, they fell off
Dropped
the
down,
bridge because it
yeah.
collapsed as somebody
Mhm.
was going over it. So,
Okay,
yeah.
I missed those, cause I kept
They
thinking,
did
wow,
say,
isn't that weird that no one was going across them when it happened?
they did say at one time that they were monitoring the I-81 across the Platte to see if they had to close it or not.
Yeah,
Oh,
Not
sure.
necessarily structure, but I think because of flooding, but
right,
who knows what the structure is because everything's been abandoned
Yeah.
underneath,
Yeah.
so.
my
Yeah.
dad, he just sold his beach house. It was like
Oh,
butted up to the Platte River right there, like on that
Wow.
I-80.
Southeast, like edge of the interstate there,
Mhm.
it was like 2/3 of the way up the house, the water, when I drove by on Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
So that would have been probably
The
right,
one when you're going into Omaha over here.
yeah.
Yep, that's where it was. Yeah,
It's
it's like
just
here's the Platte,
So sad.
here's a line of houses, here's my dad's old house.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy. Okay, so we have some friends on. Hello, hello. We're talking about the flooding and driving to Omaha over the Platte River. And I don't know if you could hear that, April was talking about her dad's house that's underwater. He sold it in October, so good timing.
Not so much for the people who bought
Not for the
it,
people
but-
that bought it, exactly.
He had completely
Yes.
remodeled it too, so.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
so sad.
Yeah.
So, and I'm guessing that Abby maybe is on there. So Abby, if you're on, we are happy that you're safe. And I know Jessie, maybe Jessie said she's on and she is safe. She's, okay, I thought last I heard you're on a hill, right? So just not so convenient for Malachi to get to work, right? Is that what I
Right.
heard? Yeah, so,
And Sadie's school is closed, like,
oh, Sadie School is closed indefinitely.
indefinitely.
It's one of those indefinitely.
Right.
There's a few of those that are
didn't
closed
know that.
indefinitely. So I wonder what they'll do with that, like they'll have to do summer school?
I don't know. I mean, there's other schools around, so you would think that maybe they could like
Overfill
ship
those,
them for
Yeah.
a little bit, but
Put up some
who
portals.
knows? Yeah, something.
Huh,
They'll figure it out. It'll just
Interesting.
take some time.
yes, yes. here we are though in our society that wants it now. I wanna know now what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do this. So welcome everybody. It's like March. Are you like
It's fourth quarter already.
fourth quarter? Stars. I didn't bring the star poster. That was one thing I didn't get in my bag with me. So the new one. So fun things.
Jesse says their school extended the year starting yesterday.
Okay.
The school is fine, but it's the roads to the school
Right,
that
to
are
get there.
having issues.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, all right, so we're celebrating, we got Teresa in the room that was a star consultant, yes? Yay, woo! Yeah. Anybody else that was on, like, yeah, no. We ended up with several stars in ours. We had, Jackie and Teresa was a snars. Yeah, Teresa and Jackie and Emma and,
Kyla?
Kyla and, I'm forgetting, you were,
A star, like,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
the month? Or
you were a
for-
star for the quarter. For the
Oh, for the quarter, yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay.
I'm like, I'm looking at you, I'm like,
I'm still
yeah.
getting used to what the
Yeah.
different things
So,
are.
Yeah.
yeah, so you like, tomorrow, tonight at midnight, if you wanted to, you'll get to pick your prize. You know what you're selecting?
I want the luggage.
The luggage,
It's
okay,
so
so,
cute.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then you wanna get on, like, right away and do that, either tonight or tomorrow morning. Like, if you're in bed tonight, don't worry about it, but I know Jackie called.
She did.
Yes, she called to find out what the earliest was, so she could order a prize.
Oh.
Well, one, the lady
Does
told
it
me.
just like pop up on there, or how does that
Yes,
work?
yeah, you'll go, it'll come up in your,
Under ordering. You
And-
click
yeah.
down under ordering, it says order your prize.
Oh, okay.
on the ordering, okay. Usually there's an action item, so like on the
Mhm.
right side under action, I was trying to think where I see that, then I'll at a glance. And like, sometimes you have an email, but the email usually comes later
Later.
tomorrow, when you could have already ordered it.
Okay.
So, yeah, just under the ordering tab,
Mhm.
online
That
ordering,
click
and then,
down tab,
okay,
yeah.
and then it'll be, okay. And then just walks you through it. And it only gives you gives you the levels that you can select prizes from. So, and sometimes there's past prizes,
Mhm.
so you can click on that and see if there's something else you want, but the luggage is cool. So,
What level were you?
Ruby, yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know, I'm looking behind you over your shoulder, I was Emerald, so I am thinking
You
I'm
gonna get the ice cream maker?
no,
Those are,
if Clay and Nolan saw that.
I was
they'd
gonna say, you
probably
didn't
that.
ask Nolan, did you?
No, and
I
I don't
have the
know,
option to pick from one of the lower prizes?
yes, you could pick from the 1800 also. Yeah, which those sunglasses were super cool.
Mhm.
Krista had a picture of them on her phone last
Oh,
week.
yeah, it's the set of 3.
Uh-huh,
I was
They-
thinking of getting those for my
Really
daughter.
yeah, those were cute. I think I'm gonna get a voucher, unless there's something from a past prize that's on there. Kind of fun.
Mhm.
So brand new quarter is happening now. We got career conference next weekend, we're all gearing up for.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. It'll be April's first career conference, so that's gonna be fun.
Is Emma going?
You know what, she didn't, I don't know, I'm still working on that. I told her there was some on-site registration,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and she's been selling product, so I think she should go.
she's been good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I told her she could stay in your room.
We just pile us all in there. It's fine.
Right. So, yeah, I need to follow back up with her, but I know I'm sure she had to work tonight. She's been doing clinicals, cause she graduates from nursing school,
That's
In May.
right.
so,
It's always fun all the new stuff we get to learn when we're there.
yeah.
I mean, it was a career conference where they sprung the whole new Time-Wise line on us.
Mhm.
So you never know what
Yeah.
you're gonna get to see.
Mhm. There might be something coming now too.
Hint, wink, wink.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure. They said it's gonna be pretty cool, pretty big stuff,
Oh my
so
gosh.
we'll see, yeah.
We'll know after this weekend.
We will know after this weekend.
Because
That's-
everybody will
yeah.
post it all
'Cause,
over the
yeah,
place.
if you're in touch, if you're on social media at all, you'll be able to see, that, cause usually it does. Unless they do, like, there has been times where they been really good, like last year, they were really pretty good. Were we first last year?
Mhm. That seminar.
I didn't remember, they were, she's talking to her conference.
Conference,
but
uh-huh.
They were very clear to us that we could not leak this information
Yeah,
until a
Yeah.
certain date.
yeah,
And most people did really well.
right. So I suspect
That's what
that's
we'll
gonna
do.
happen again. So we might not know everything after this weekend. Because
Nice.
we're so good at that,
Mhm.
so. Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. So are we celebrating anything? Anybody got any good news? I do have some chocolate if you want.
I bought a house.
You bought a
Wow.
house!
Well, I'm
Yeah.
building a house.
I love it. So that like changed, like you
Mhm.
went to Center Sphere that morning and,
Yeah. It was crazy.
so how did that happen? Like she was talking or was she presenting?
She
Or-
was the presenter. Yeah. So I
You are
was
so
gonna-
meant to be there.
Yeah, so I'm in Center Sphere for Mary Kay, and I was gonna put an offer in on a house last Tuesday evening, and I filled in for somebody at the Center Sphere group that morning, and the presenter was the co-owner of Heartland Homes,
Oh.
and about like first-time home buyers and how easy it is to build. So I met with her that night, and then I signed on Friday for it, so, yeah, it
Cool.
was crazy.
So crazy. Was that the Tuesday 8:30?
7 a.m., it might have been Wednesday.
Oh.
It was a
Early group, yeah.
old BNI chapter, and they didn't let me talk about Mary Kay. It's really weird.
They let you talk.
No, they didn't let me.
Oh, they didn't?
I subbed for somebody, and so I got to introduce like.
They ours?
Yeah.
They wouldn't let you. That is weird. They said you can't talk about your business.
Everybody that went around that was subbing, they just talked about their person they're subbing for and just sat down, so I just did the same, I'm like,
That's weird.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it was really odd.
I subbed this morning and I did the piece for her and then the president said, well, tell us about yours now too. So I was
Yeah.
like, great.
That's like
Okay.
normal, and I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm just,
I wasn't, some are more formal than others. So.
I was so confused, like, okay, that's fine. I
Yeah.
got a house out of it, so I was
Yeah.
happy.
Perfect, yeah. It was all meant to
Yeah,
be,
so that's
right?
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Cool.
so fun. I think it's the timing and the piece that you were gonna put an offer in on the
Mhm.
other one.
Yeah.
And this way you're gonna be able to get probably exactly what you wanted.
Oh, yeah. It's a little bit more expensive, but not
Mhm.
much, and it's a brand new house. The house that I was gonna put in was from like the 1950s, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there's not a lot to pick from right now. I mean, I know
Everything was going like
Like-
within hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you gotta be on it and make a decision, and that's so hard when you, first time homeowner too,
Mhm.
right? So, making a decision like that, crazy. Yeah.
Well, people are buying those houses without even looking at them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I need to see the
See it,
house.
right.
I can't just do that.
For sure. Yeah. So, any other good news?
Well, my daughter's school was threatened by the floodwaters because they're right on the Cedar River.
Okay.
And they didn't have school for 3 days. It was pretty hectic, but it didn't have any damage or anything. And the
Nice,
town,
good.
the dam up the Cedar a little bit held, so
Oh,
it
good.
was all good,
Yeah. So it was nerve wracking.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, their house would have been okay, thank goodness, because they just got back into it after
Yeah.
having water damage.
Oh. Yeah.
But they're up on a hill, so they would have been okay, but, getting in and out of town and all of that
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, I think when you've gone through it before, when you've had that, it's that much. I know Suzanne Cleaver's sister and her husband, they have been, they're flooded again, and they went through it in
Oh.
2011. So I'm like, I can't, the anxiety that you'd have because you know what you're gonna go through.
I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah.
flooding. Got all the stuff.
Did she get moved in?
No, and I would imagine, they're building, so they're in the process
Oh,
of doing that. And, I know they had a couple people that were interested in their farm, haven't heard anything more, I don't know if that's, she's not flooded, but all over there, she's in Plattsmouth, so
Mhm.
there's lots of it down that way, so. So any good news you have?
I don't think so.
You think so? Yeah.
You sure?
You're here, that's good. Okay, so should we celebrate? Did we sell any product or do anything this last week? Yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, stand up and sell any product. Very nice, yeah. Woo-hoo! It's fun, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so $100? 200?
Just a little under.
Just a little under 200?
Yeah.
All right, okay, you're selling, that's good, right? Okay, do we have any contacts and any of that kind of stuff, contacts? So, yeah, everybody have contacts? Okay, I got a thought for you, we gotta revel in it, right? So 5, and Teresa's not here, so she won't.
I know, she
So 10, she always
No,
says like
under
16.
10.
Under 10?
And 11.
11, way to go, high
Yay.
10. Way to go, all right, and I kinda did that backwards, so, any parties, any facials?
I didn't this week.
Okay, marketing plans, we're sharing. So we gotta, share. So I'm celebrating because we are red hot and on it. Do you know, we are just a few dollars under $900 away from Equinox.
Yay.
Oh my gosh.
So,
That's so exciting. Look at that.
Yay.
Premier, that's stepping up to the premier.
Oh.
And really, that'll happen, that'll probably be done in the next day or so.
So how far from the Traverse then?
Um,
So I was thinking you were right there from the Traverse from the post earlier today, but
yeah,
I misread it.
because we're red hot and on the, because we're gonna do the Traverse, that's what she's
Yeah.
meaning, yeah. It's another 18,000 to step
Okay.
up to that. So, we gotta rock and roll and have a big finish, but we got a lot of momentum, a lot of things are happening, a lot of people, wanting to move up, wanting more, going after cruises, I'm in the zone, I have to earn that, right, I'm getting that done, so,
So is your Equinox by the end of the month?
yeah, I have to end of the month,
Okay.
so.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's, in my mind, that's done, even if I have to finish it, we
I was
won't
gonna say,
miss,
even if you buy
we won't miss that,
Yeah.
yeah. But, I know there's enough people actually that probably will have their orders in this week that are working on orders, that they'll take care of that, so,
That's exciting.
That is really
Yeah.
exciting.
fun.
That's an SUV, right?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
So we'll, step up into that and then just keep it on rolling, because really
Mhm.
then, to be done with Cadillac the end of June is, yeah. That's non-negotiable. We're doing that anyway, because it's our time, it's our time, it's time to pass it on. It's time to claim it, time to claim those victories, whatever it is that you want. Seriously, throwing our heart over the bar for, cruises and,
Can't get a Chevy Cruze anymore.
no, but a Malibu,
Wow.
that's bigger, that's
Is
better.
it really?
Or a Royal
Yes.
Caribbean.
That's what I was talking about.
Cruise.
That's actually what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And then you said that, I'm like, yeah, you can't get the, yeah. No, and in fact, Erica's earned the Malibu and hers is in, and she's having a party on,
Friday, yeah.
a car party on Friday, so, yeah, the Malibus are nice cars. So, I like the Cruze, I've liked this car,
Mhm.
but, yeah. So, that was kind of fun if you wanna go and join her for the car pickup party. But no, Caribbean cruises, to the Bahamas, seriously, we gotta be on that boat. Yeah, I woke up last Wednesday morning thinking, all right, girlfriend, this is my self-talk. Get it done. What is your problem?
So what are you doing to get it done?
Working.
So that I can do the same thing?
What am I doing?
I gotta get on
Specifically are you doing?
Okay.
asking people.
What?
That's the main thing,
What?
is marketing plans.
Marketing plans, yes. So I've been going through, doing outreach to get some marketing plans personal. So I've been following up with some people that I've had that need to sit down with me, that they should just do this. I've also gone back to some former people and left messages that way. So I'm trying to feel okay, how can I do this fast? I've reached out to, I'm looking at her because she could be one of the pieces for me. The people, because to finish the red jacket is the other part. So I think about that really, selling is, I've just about got that done. So that's the 3,600 isn't an issue. The red jacket, really, I feel like that's probably not, probably the most challenging piece for me is the 6 team members. Get that.
Mhm.
So I've reached out to 2, there's 2 people in our group that really could be red jackets that are just right there. Just a matter of getting active and finding one more. And then I need a new one, so that could be April over here, being a new red jacket. No pressure, just a cruise. But the cool thing is it, puts you in motion for that.
Right.
So, I really believe, this is what I know, and we talked about this a lot last week, is that a lot of it is belief. It's really, when we were talking about that last week, about belief and what you're thinking about in here, and are you visualizing it? Are you really seeing yourself there? And then are you doing the things that you're walking your talk? So, and really, it's sharing. We just have to show the product, tell the story. So that's really where I'm at with that. And I think the thing that we, actually this was the third door. Did I tell you about this book? This is that they're, I think I felt like that. My hand's coming out. I could feel the way that the skirt was. This book, The Third Door, The Wild Quest to Uncover How the World's Most Successful People Launch Their Careers. It talks about that there's always a third door. So there's the front door, and there's the back door, and there's always another door. There's always another way around, always a way to get in, which is really kind of an interesting concept. So like he just talks about, well, I'll just read this part. The third door takes readers on an unprecedented adventure from hacking Warren Buffett's shareholders meeting to chasing Larry King through a grocery store to celebrating in a nightclub with Lady Gaga as Alex Banyan travels from icon to icon decoding their success. After remarkable one-on-one interviews with Bill Gates, Maya Angelou, Steve Wozniak, Jane Goodall, Pitbull, Jessica Alba, Tim Ferriss, Quincy Jones, and many more, Alex discovered the one key they have in common is they all took the third door. Life, business is just like a nightclub. There's always 3 ways in. There's the first door, the main entrance, where 99% of people wait in line hoping to get in. The second door is the VIP entrance, where the billionaires and celebrities slip through. But what no one tells you is that there is always the third door. It's the entrance where you have to jump out of line, run down the alley, bang on the door 100 times, crack open the window, and sneak through the kitchen. There's always a way in, whether it's Bill Gates selling his first piece of software or Steven Spielberg becoming the youngest studio director in Hollywood history. They all took the third door. If you're dreaming of learning under the wings of world-class mentors, achieving your biggest goals, or just transforming yourself into the person you've always imagined you could be, the third door gives you the tools you need so you can get what you want. So, have you guys heard the story about Steven Spielberg, about how he went on the movie set, like he got an internship, I think it was an internship, and then he went time after time after time, he didn't really get a job there, and he like dressed up, and that's how he got into being a director. They talk about that story in here. It's
Cool.
really cool. So you may have a desire, a wish, a dream, but it's got to be more than that. You've got to want it to the point that it hurts. Most people never reach that point. They never tap into what I call the hidden reservoir, your hidden reserve of strength. We all have it. When they say a mother lifted up a car off a trapped child, that's power. So my thought and where I was going with that, and me and deciding, it's making that decision. Like, and I think we have to get to that with anything that you're doing in this business. Like, you want to be a director, it has to be that point of, I want it so bad that it hurts. Like, I'm gonna do things that are uncommon that I wouldn't necessarily do. So, it's figuring out, how am I gonna get new leads? Which I think is probably the #1 thing with our business, is we need to have new leads. We have to have a filter. We have to always have that coming in. So what are we willing to do to get those new leads? One of the things that I did last year was I joined that networking group. That's where I met April. It's called CenterSphere. That's an option. There are all kinds of different groups out there that you can put yourself into. Leba, Chamber, trying to think of, Wisby. There's the East Lincoln Business Group. There's a,
Entrepreneurs, small business, yeah, there's a whole bunch of them.
you know, and then there's different ones that you can, Ladies Who Launch,
Rise.
Rise. We have a meeting on Tuesday though, so, you know, so if that's what you need, you know, for you is to, you know, get into a group. Anything you're gonna do though, you're gonna have to work it. So, you know, people I think come into our Center Sphere group and they're like, oh, you know, that's not working. Well, are you going to the events? You know, we have a weekly thing that if you're in a group, you can be in the queue and go, are you still in the queue? So then you can go whenever you want, or you can have a set meeting. So I have a group that I go to every single week, but you can visit all the other meetings. So, like for me, I'm getting more out of it because I'm going to the Coffee and Connections, I'm going to the different, things that we have, you know, and I'm meeting new people at those events. So I have to talk myself into that every time I go. I have to go in and think, okay, I'm gonna meet someone today, right? Versus if I go now that I start to know people, it'd be really easy to go in and just meet my friends and stand and talk to them, but then that's not really benefiting anybody. I mean, well, we're building relationships, so there's, you could mesh that out a little bit, like, you know, because that's important too, but you always wanna kind of keep that cycle coming in, like getting, you know, 2 or 3 cards, like, you know, and I don't think that I think sometimes we work too hard to like think, oh, I gotta go in and get 10. No, you don't. You just need to keep the prime and the pump, so you keep adding to it. So that's an option. There's booths that are an option. Like if you're someone that likes to do booths, you know, Patty Bailey does a lot of that kind of stuff. I think that has to be, you know, something that you love to do to get a lot out of that, but that's an option. And you can find so many different things online, which I didn't realize that now. You know, you can search like, you know, where are some craft fairs or who's doing what. Find that. You can go to Meetup. Is that one of the things you can search right now? And search for different groups. So you could get involved in book clubs or Funko or game things where you start to meet some people. Because when you meet people and you book 1 or 2 of them to have a party, then that opens up all those doors. Fish bowls can be really beneficial for people to be generating leads. You know, Krista's had that at her nail salon, and every time she goes in, she has 2 or 3 or 4 names. So that's a great thing. I think I've done sample of the month clubs. I think that's a great thing that you can do to get started. And that, you know, I kind of caution everybody, if you're gonna do that, you really wanna just start with like 5, because you wanna keep it so that it's possible for you to manage it. And what that looks like is you call 5 people that you wanna know, or maybe they've bought one thing from you, maybe they're a mascara user, or they're, you know, that you wanna expand on that. And then I have asked them, like I'll say, you know, I have a sample of the month club. It goes for 6 months. You know, every month I'm gonna bring you some samples in, and all you need to do is try them. And if you love it and it's something you can't live without, then I'll make you a good deal. But I just need your feedback. So I'll call, you know, a few days after I've dropped it off, just to, you know, or if you could text me back, that'd be great. However you wanna do that. And you just ask them, what'd you think of how long it wore? Like, did you like how it applied? Did you have a great reaction? Did you get any compliments? That's always one of my things I ask. How many compliments did you receive when you had it on? Because then they start thinking, oh, well, I did. Someone did tell me I looked really great. Yeah, good, I knew it. And in those, I always wrapped them up in a really pretty fun little gift when I've done this in the past. So like you can get cute little gift bags. You know, Mary Kay's had some sometimes too, but something that was cute and like it was, I would do themes. So like, you know, there would be a St. Patrick's one or like an Easter one or whatever. It doesn't even have to be that. It'd be the same bag each time, but pretty. The point being, I'm taking it to her at the office. She has to work somewhere where there are other people for you to potentially meet. is the other key. And always in the sack would be 2 to 3 other business cards with her name written on the back of it. So that way, when she hands it to one of her coworkers and it comes back to her, she's gonna get free product as a thank you for referring me. Okay?
Mhm.
The times I've done that, I've done it a few times, I always meet people in the office, because after the second or third time I've gone in there with a cute gift, they're like, they start to know me. I mean, they start to like, oh, you're here to give her her gift, like, you know, so then you can build the relationship with her. With all, you know, the rest of them. Or you could take hand creams in for everybody then. You know, the last one, just say, these are for your coworkers, or, you know, by that time they're, you know, they started to know you, so this is just off the top of my head, I didn't do this, but you could say, hey, could I pamper the ladies in your office? How many of them are there? You could bring a gift bag in, or you could say, could I do a satin hands treatment with everybody? And go in and do that. So there's another idea. You could have Office of the Week clubs. The radio stations and all those do that. You could do that too. So you could just get some fun samples. You know, you can do that on social media where you say, hey, I'm looking for the Office of the Week. They're gonna get a bunch of goodies. And, you know, to be careful if you do this on your wall, to not say, you know, act now or whatever.
Right.
You know, most people are gonna know it's gonna be here with Mary Kay. So I'm starting a new sample of the week, or an Office of the Week club. And then you could order satin the hand creams. You could get lipstick or eyeshadow samples, just little samples. It doesn't have to be actual product. And you could put it with, you know, some chocolates, like a bag of kisses, or a sleeve of cookies or whatever. And you drop it off and you do, you know, a drawing from everybody that, you know, I don't know, I have to think that through. But like you could, so every week you could have another office that you could potentially have. People have done roses, or, you know, where they've gone in, you know, or carnations, or what is it? I'm out just showing appreciation for women. It's, you know, what do they say? Clearly, I don't do this one. Honoring women, like you're honoring women. Yeah, is that right? Honoring, so, you know, I'd like to.
Shelby's done
Yeah, so then you give them a flower, and you, or how many people are in the office, and, that, you know, you're handing that out. And with the idea, again, to meet people. I tried something like that once, and that was a flop. For me, felt so funny. But some people are really good at it, that's okay, that's great. There's skincare surveys that you can put in your bag, that everywhere you go, you can say, I need to get 10 skincare surveys, or you could ask your customers again, would you take 10 of these surveys with you to work and have your coworkers fill them out? If you get 10, I'll have a free gift for you, and give her a hand cream or a mascara or whatever that you wanna give her. So, that, you know, if those come back. Now, what I've experienced in the past, they probably all 10 won't come back with their phone numbers, but most of them will come back with them. So, you know, it only takes one person that fills out one of those. Or when you're going through the line at the grocery store, that, you know, you have those things. I know Laurie Cole's been masterful at using skincare surveys and meeting people. And she just has it, and she has a little chocolate too, so she's like giving them the chocolate while they're, you know, which chocolate do you want? Because then they're just filling out because they want the chocolate. Sometimes it's just that little mental thing that we have to do.
I was at Target Sunday, one of those days, and I was going past the place where they have all makeup stuff to get to the pharmacy stuff, and I noticed all these, you know, nice looking women there, and I'm like, why don't I have sample things with little sample bags with me?
Yeah.
I was kicking myself all over the place.
Yeah, although that would be a stretch for me to be handing those out, and they're, you know, you'd want to be really discreet.
Sure.
You don't really want to get kicked out.
No.
Banned from Target.
It's happened for people, not you, but
Really?
not here, but in other areas, I've heard that people that. But you
Stand
know,
right
it's-
outside Sephora,
yeah,
right around the corner.
right, you can do that, yeah. But you're right, we always need to have gifts and little samples in our bag, in our handbags. I think that's the other thing. Cindy Williams, that's how she's built her whole business. She gives presents. She's like, this is $1 million gift. I'm $1 million gift because they not only get my little gift, they get me. So, I'd love to give you a gift today. Thank you for your great service. It's got it's got your little hand cream. It's got your little lip gloss sample. It's got whatever. Get those lip gloss for $5. It gives you 6 little lip glosses. Those are a great gift. Put them in a little cello bag with a piece of chocolate or a mint or nothing, your business card. Just say, I appreciate you, and give those to everybody. I mean, obviously, if you can get their name and number, that's better, but as Wanda knows, you probably are gonna get orders from all the cards you hand out, right? I mean, I think that's, some of those things right there that we can do that are getting the leads that are coming back in, but, again, those are things that we have to do to put ourselves out there, out of our comfort zone. Or you can go warm chat, which you all know my story. That is not what I like to do. Excuse me, you are so pretty. Excuse me. I mean, there's lots of things that I think I like to, the one that I really do think that I like and I would be open to if someone said it to me is, by any chance, are you one of our customers? Because I think that's a compliment.
Mhm.
Like, when she says, well, I'm just wondering, you look great. Are you one of our Mary Kay customers? And when she says, I am, and she said, I could tell. Who's your consultant? You look great. When she says, I'm not, just say, you look great. What are you using? Have you ever tried Mary Kay? I'd love to get your feedback because, what you're doing is great. Would you be interested in seeing what Mary Kay has to offer today's woman? I'd love your feedback. And when people right now tell you that they can't use Mary Kay, that they have a reaction to it,
Mhm.
the comeback right now is, when is the last time you tried us? Everything has changed in the
Oh my
last year.
gosh, everything.
Unless they used Repair or Clear Proof,
Mhm.
which that's not one they're gonna be that they tell you that they use, because they didn't use those, they used Time-Wise.
A long time ago.
Everything has changed. So, and I have that perfect example. I think I've shared this with you now probably the last several weeks in a row, is that making sure that your customers and everybody's on the right formula. So this would be another way that you could use it, is because of my hair. Have I told you that story?
Not
Yes,
really.
you missed
I
that?
haven't heard it.
Okay. So I have a new hairstylist since last May, because my gal sold her salon. And then you guys went through the process with me that I decided I wanted to have shorter hair and lighter hair. And obviously I'm back to dark again, and it's still short, but it's dark. Anyway, so I did the whole process where they stripped my hair and that. And she sold me her products, which is Kevin Murphy, that's the salon. She's a Kevin Murphy person, color master. She's amazing, really. Anyway, I got this product, and my hair, I hated it. Like, I didn't like it. Like, my hair, I felt like my hair felt like straw.
Mm.
So I had gone back and I don't know, something was said. I'm like, it's like, that's like the most moisturizing one. And, because she was like thinking my hair was feeling so good. I'm thinking, what are you feeling? I think it feels like straw. It's terrible. And it's like frizzy. Like, I had static hair in the summer. So, like, that's dry.
That's dry. Yeah, especially in Nebraska.
This is not right. Anyway, but no, I was on the most hydrating thing. I'm like, oh, wow. So anyway, so I really hadn't said anything to her. And then, not this time, but the time before I was in there, her reps were in there. And they were kind of like, you need to be selling more product. I mean, I was trying not to really listen, but I could hear them. Anyway, so then I was in her chair. And she's the salon owner. And anyway, and she's like, I'm so sorry. They were late. So then they made my appointment late. And anyway, and I said, well, I have to tell you, I think it's gonna be hard to sell more product because I hate it. I mean, I was nice, but I'm like, my hair feels like straw. And she said, you must have the wrong products. I'm like, well, I tried to ask you. She's like, I'm sending you home with a bunch of samples. So she sent me home with 2 different other formulas. And like, long story long, is I didn't have the right formula. My hair is better than it has ever been
Oh, shoot.
because she's got me on the right formula. So what that did to me is that made me think, we have got to make sure that we are following up and we are asking the hard questions. More than, how do you like your skincare? Oh, it's fine, and leaving it at that. No, tell me how it's going. Like, are you using everything? That's why we gotta get back to second. We gotta get back to second appointments.
Mhm.
We have to do second appointments. Always. It's like non-negotiable to get back together with them for a second one. So they are getting what they need to be getting out of it. And if they're not 100%, I love it, like April was, she's like, I love this product. Then, we need to ask a few more questions because it is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. We do have other options that we can substitute and put in there. And maybe they just need to have a conversation, or maybe they're not using it exactly right, but maybe it is the wrong formula, and now they think they got a skin reaction that they really don't have. But we didn't ask the right questions. All that to say, so important to ask those questions. They might, we got the best, we have the best product. We absolutely have the best product on the market. Look at us. Right?
Today, I sold some men's moisturizer, and when he was paying for it, he says, all the guys always make fun of me with my Mary Kay bag, but I always just tell them, my skin's gonna look way better than yours.
You said you were so right.
I did.
You were so right.
Yeah, really. So that's the thing that I think we have to just remember is to ask the questions. Don't be afraid of that. Second appointment. So that's another thing. If we can get five parties on your books. Beg, borrow, steal, whatever. Don't steal. Trade with, take some of your good customers and say, is there any reason why I need your help? Like, what would it take? What would I have to give you in order to get you to get 5 of your friends together? And give it to her. Like, if she wants the miracle stuff, whatever. Like, if she's got 5 adult friends there who do not use Mary Kay, you want to put some stipulations on it, then that's what you need to get the ball started. You have 5 of those, that's 25 people, and you book one from every one, that's 25 more people. So one of the things where I was just on a conference call yesterday, Stacy's director call was with Susan Moore, Susan Moore is a $1 million sales director out of the Cindy Williams area, and she's in San Antonio, Texas, and she said, I am relentless. I get a second appointment every time. My people know that they're gonna get a second appointment. And she said what she does is she plays a ticket game. So she has a roll of tickets at her parties or her appointments, and when she starts, she does the purse game to start, which I thought was interesting. So she's given a little information. In April, you probably haven't seen the purse game, but essentially it's like 4 different letters. Get your handbag out and you pull out, like if I say M, you pull out something that starts with M, money, and then we can talk about money. And friends, so there's M, F, P, and R. So money, friends, and fun, prizes, and recognition. That's what we usually do. You can make up any letters you want. But anyway, so kind of give you a little bit of information about the business before we start. And then so they get tickets for that. And then she'll say, okay, who has the most tickets at this point? And she said, okay, I'm gonna give you another ticket because everybody's gonna be trying to beat you now. And the person with the most tickets at the end is gonna win whatever she's giving away. And every time I say follow-up facial, every time I say follow-up, and you raise your hand, you're gonna get a ticket. So she said, I say follow-up so many times, but at the end of the night, it's not even an issue. They know they're gonna have a follow-up with me. And she said, I have them always. I think she maybe just does color at the follow-up too.
Oh, she
But
doesn't have to.
She didn't say that for sure. Anyway, so I know that is something that is smart to do, to always have that follow-up. So then you can ask them, is your product working? Have 3 friends there with you and you get some free stuff. They can try the color. So that's my other suggestion, is to get things going and getting on the books, and that, who do you know? And you can say to them, well, if you can't have a party for me and you aren't willing to sit down and listen to the marketing plan, I need 10 friends. Give me some referrals. this goal means everything to me. I think sometimes we gotta say that too. This goal means everything to me. I so desperately want to be on that cruise. I so want that car. I so am ready to be a sales director with Mary Kay. And it might not mean anything to you, but it means everything to me. So I need your help. Women want to help other women. This we do know, right? Right. So, okay. So there's some ideas. So can you guys think of any other ideas that I forgot that like how we can get leads? I've even gone knocking on my neighbor's door, did surveys that way and handed out stuff. That's fun.
I do think I need to go meet my new neighbors, but it's been so stinking
Yeah.
cold, I didn't even wanna walk over there.
Right. Yeah, but it's gonna be nice this week.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So maybe they'll be out. That's when it's easier.
hopefully.
Yeah. So I think those, you know, if you can partner with some places, like if you can think of, I've heard of other people like have partnered with businesses. So like you can do little boutiques, you could do, people have done daycare centers, restaurants, gyms, where they've gone in and done a customer appreciation, you know, it's kind of a benefit for them, for the business, and then it's a benefit for you too, where you're doing like satin hands or something, and you could do a guessing jar, you could do the kissology thing where they kiss the
Mhm.
card, so you get the personalities that way.
I did with Christopher and Banks for a little while.
Yes. Mhm. Dress Barn has been a place that has let us do that before. I think some of these little shops that are around, some of the boutiques, I wonder if like Three Daughters downtown or, trying to think of some of the boutique-y places that would partner with us. Or partnering with some businesses. I know this made me think, I haven't called her yet, but one of the gals at Centers Fair, the last time I subbed for somebody, she was a photographer, and she had made the comment that she was looking for businesses to partner with. And I thought, well, that would be a perfect thing that we could, you know, offer to
Yeah.
do makeup and, you know, kind of trade back and forth. So sometimes it's thinking about who can I partner with? Any of those things that you can get yourself going so that you're in that circle, so that you're generating leads. And really at the end of the day, it's stepping outside your comfort zone and getting out there and letting things happen to you. Being open, being approachable, which I'm not really approachable at the grocery store. Like, I went to the grocery store, I don't know what day it was, and I thought, I got through the whole grocery store and I can't tell you I wouldn't be able to tell you if anybody, maybe if you were there and I knew you and I saw, you know, obviously then you said Melinda,
Yeah, I know.
but I get intense. So those are the kinds of things where I have to stop and change and think, okay, I gotta, you know, enjoy this grocery shopping. But you know what I mean, because those are things, I know Jan Harris always trained on that. She said, you know, she kind of lingered longer. She was, you know, oh, go ahead, I've got all day. I don't always have all day, that's a problem, but, you know, but then people be like, oh, you have all day? Yeah, well, yeah, I work for myself, you know, so then she like, what do you do, like, having those conversations, yeah. And I would, was that a Center Spirit thing, that the networking tip, what it was, don't ask people what they do. See that. To keep the conversation going longer, you should ask like, what's new, or, what was the
I
question?
did see that somewhere.
Where did we
Don't-
see that?
It might have been Center Sphere, where don't ask like, how are you? You ask like, what are you excited for this week, or
Yeah.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's new? I thought there was a part of it that was with the job too, like, you know, if you ask, what do you do, sometimes that can.
Tell me what your day looks like, or, yeah, like a day in your life, what is that?
Mhm.
Cause they actually explain their job instead of,
Right.
oh, I'm a salesperson.
Right.
Yeah.
So some of those questions that we can ask that will draw more information out and get them talking. So, there we go. We are only we just have to go through the third door so we can get what it is that we want. I think the cruise that, like, really, I think what we have to do is visualize all of us on the cruise together. Like, we're all gonna be there, and I'm not gonna be like sitting home and you guys are all there. I mean, in that scenario, I'd be super excited for you guys, but like, I'd be sad for myself, right?
Yeah.
But excited, cause you know. Anyway, and I don't know, maybe a cruise isn't something exciting for you, but it's figuring that out, what that piece is. So, sharing the product, telling the story, showing the product, telling the story. Let's just play show and tell, just like when we were in kindergarten. Show the product, tell the story, put this on, take that off. How's that feel? What do you think? Is there any reason why you wanna take it home? Is there any reason why you wanna get your girlfriends together? Is there any reason why you wanna say yes to this opportunity? It's $100 decision. The worst thing that can happen is you hate it and you go back to being a customer.
Exactly.
It could change your life. And right now, you get this beautiful brush set.
They are so pretty.
I'm obsessed with mine.
Me too.
Beautiful brush set. Free for you to use yourself, or you could sell it. So,
Yeah, it's an extra 55 in your pocket if you
Mhm.
sell it.
if you sell it. Or really great makeup if you use it yourself. Unless you already have a great brush set. So, and I am doing the rings for the signing, Krista and I are both doing, so signing on the spot, kind of a help get the decision going. And what else do I need to tell you? I think that's it. Yeah, anything else, any other questions you guys have?
I have a social media question.
All right,
Okay, so I just wanna know if I did this properly or not.
okay,
So the other day, somebody I know, they shared a post and she commented on it. I do those all the time. And the post was, something about hating it when you buy a palette of eye colors and you only use 2 of them and then you don't use the rest of them and you're out of the 2 that you want. And so my comment was, if you get Mary Kay eye colors, you can replace the one color that you love and not have to purchase all the colors you don't love.
Mhm.
I thought that that was general enough that I didn't step over any bounds. And so then she replied, I need that. And so then my reply was, and if you look in my direction, you might even find a consultant. And then she, I replied to that, I said, go to my website, and I put my website out there. And so that was okay, right?
that's okay, yeah.
Cause I wasn't offering any discounts or anything, and
Right.
I wasn't trying to.
She said, I
Yeah.
like that. So, the only other thing you could have said is, I'm messaging you right now.
Yeah, a personal
Mhm.
message.
I did,
But I think that it was fine that you put your website on there, because you handled it correctly. You didn't say, go to my website. She said, I need that.
okay.
You know, the other thing you could have said, yes, you do.
She did reply after I put out my website, she said, thank you, and so then I posted a picture of the new little palette, because she was talking about the multicolored thing.
Mhm. So is there any, has she ordered it yet?
No. And, I'm not sure how old she is, I know she's under 18. So
Okay.
that's why I didn't totally push it, but I thought I needed to at least put it out there. And
Yeah.
then I thought her one friend that, commented on her Me Too statement about the things, that way she could see it all too. And
So is she someone here in town that you know?
no, she lives, in Colorado.
Okay, so I would message her. I think I would message her now, unless you have a phone number. Okay, so then I would message her as a follow-up and just say, have you had a chance to check out my website? I can send you samples if you're not quite sure what you want for eyeshadows. I mean, and just kind of see where she's at. I think I would follow up. Just because they're not 18, they are buying lots of products.
Right.
Probably even more. So, do you know her parents?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, that would be the other option too, is to reach out to mom. Just say, hey, I don't
I've
know. if
reached out to mom before and mom kind of blows me off, so. I don't know.
what she's
Mothers.
missing.
So that's kind of why replied to this, I thought maybe going back a
Yeah,
little bit.
there's the third door, absolutely, I would follow up with her.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good gift idea.
Yeah, and then you could do, yeah, if she doesn't order it, then you can go that way. Just say, I do, I have free shipping to her, to the daughter, to the girl.
Okay.
And
And
the
see.
colors are fabulous.
Mhm. Yeah, you handled it very much appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, any other questions?
I just get so perturbed when I message someone and they don't say anything,
Don't
you know,
message
I
back.
just.
Ooh, don't get Jesse started on that topic.
I think we're starting to see that a little more. I mean, it was really, I think a lot of people were answering their text messages, but now I think the longer we use text messages, I think we're starting to see kind of just the same thing we saw with telephones, where they don't answer the phone, they're not necessarily answering their text messages. So we do know you have to do more than one.
Mhm.
And
Well,
so-
I'm the type of person, if I get a text message and I'm in the middle of doing something, I read it, and I
Mhm.
set it down, and then I just completely forget about it.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I think iPhone and Androids, they need to figure out a way for us to be able to unread the message.
Oh, I would love that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There needs to be a thing that you can change it back to unread so that you
Mhm.
can go back and get it.
Yeah.
Cause
Like-
you could have 10 more messages come through and then you don't even think about it until you're
Mhm.
laying in bed or the
Mhm.
next day in the shower, you think, oh my gosh, I never got back to her.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I just got a text from the Heartland Homes lady, and I'm not gonna open my phone now until I
Yeah,
get home, because then
right.
I won't text her
Cause you'll
back.
forget, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you'll get busy
Oh,
and,
yeah.
yeah.
Right,
So I think it's, that, multiple, not being afraid to doing it,
oh, yeah,
Sending,
that's just it.
and you can say, me again, here I am, this is the third time. Are you getting tired of me yet? Answer me back. I mean, sometimes we can say those kinds of things, I
Yeah,
mean,
depends on the
jokingly, like with
person.
emojis, like, you can say, ha!
No.
Are you tired of me yet? Like, answer me back, are you okay? And I always do go to, okay, I'm concerned. And a lot of times that'll happen after I've sent a text, I've dialed, I've sent an email, and maybe even a Facebook Messenger. Like, I'll go through the different, depending on who it is and who I'm trying to get
Right.
a hold of, not all of them, obviously leads, you don't necessarily have that. But then the final thing will be, you're important, like, I know, you don't have to buy anything or, whatever you're approaching her for. I just wanna make sure you're okay.
I tried that and then they still didn't reply, and I thought,
Well,
okay, guess you're not okay.
Right,
must be hurt.
then you can say, I am praying for you, you must be in the hospital or you're dead somewhere on the road.
Get upside down in a
Another thing
ditch.
with Facebook Messenger, since people are very freaked out about the government and that type of stuff, some people don't have Facebook Messenger, and
Mhm.
so I think it still can show that they've read it, but they can't actually go in and do anything with it, so that's another thing too.
Yeah, they don't really, they're
Yeah,
not even
because if you
using
don't
it.
download the actual app itself, you can't do anything.
Right,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's just continuing to be pleasantly persistent. And then just know, we just keep on going. Sometimes when I just forget, I had a guy call me the other day and say, you just called me? I'm like, no, I didn't. He said, I just got a phone call from this number. I'm like, I've been with my phone all day. I haven't dialed anyone this afternoon. He was like thinking I was like, oh, I don't know what to tell you, pal. Did you just
They
hit?
spoofed your number.
yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
how does that work?
I have some friends and their neighbors kept getting calls from them, and it was a telemarketer. But it was from their phone number, so it came up actually their name, and they'd answer it, and it'd be the total telemarketing thing, and they're like, okay, so they mimic your phone number,
Mhm.
Oh,
do their
so
thing.
someone
They
did that
do
with my
that
number.
too for your kids, they'll be able to mimic your son's phone number to call you and say
Mhm.
oh, I'm arrested in Mexico.
Yeah,
Bail me
they
out.
do that kind of crap too.
How do you get out of not having that happen?
You don't.
They're trying to pass a law about it.
Okay, well, I just thought, did you dial the wrong number? Like, did you put my, but I figured you just hit, set, or like, whatever. Anyway, so,
And that's why.
and I answered.
Good job. Good job answering your phone.
I don't always answer it when it's from, Ashland, like I got one from a small town in Nebraska where I know I don't know anybody.
Right, yeah. I do if I'm not with someone, it's because it's, I'm using it as a business line.
True.
And not my landline, I don't answer that one unless I know who that is.
Well, and now with cell phones, you can have a phone number from anywhere and they can be your next door neighbor.
Right,
Mhm.
They can be from any area code
Right.
or
That's
anything.
true.
And
right. So I do answer those unless I'm I'm with someone, so. Okay, let's go have a great, amazing week, selling lots of products, sharing the facts. Who can we market to? That's what we gotta do. Is there any reason why you wouldn't wanna listen to the facts? Is there any reason why you wouldn't wanna have coffee with me? Is there any reason why you wouldn't give me your opinion? Really, when I sat down with April, I really did want her opinion. Like, I was kinda going through a new marketing plan and she's like, this is like really good timing. Like, I really didn't even know that was gonna be. Of course. From the day I met her, I wanted her on my team. But, I knew she was working, she was happy doing what she was doing, which I didn't know she wasn't really as happy as I thought she was. Right? So, you just gotta put it out there. And it's a great way to build relationships anyway.
Mhm.
It is.
Even if they don't say yes right now, then they know more about your business and they know what you're looking for, and then you can go that way, so.
Mhm.
Yeah, cause I think I came back, like a month later after our first meeting here?
Mhm. Yeah, we did, and you got started on the stuff, well, then we went for coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It took us a little while to get a time that we could
Yeah,
connect.
maybe even 2 months.
Mhm. And then you were like, I think I wanna do this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, great. That was what I really wanted, but I was just really wanting to get to know you and have coffee and share with you what I do, so.
and then it was come to full advance, right now,
Right, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Was
The
it, who was it?
I went to the thing right away in January.
That was
Oh, yeah,
January.
January, not full
yeah.
advance,
Oh,
January,
January
yeah, that's what I,
Jumpstart,
I was
yeah.
saying,
Was
yeah, I
thinking of-
yeah,
not calling it the
Yeah.
right thing,
right,
Mhm.
but yeah.
you need to come, like, yeah, then you went and listened to Stacy a
Mhm.
couple weeks ago,
Yeah,
That's
and I
Going to
kept
Curb
smiling at
Conference.
you because I thought you were her. I'm going, and then as I got closer, I went, God, I must need new lenses.
That's so
Dark hair
fun.
and glasses.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
My old assistant at my old job looked exactly like, did you ever meet Allie?
I didn't
No,
realize.
looks
that.
exactly like me. So people would
Oh
call me
my
Allie all the time, I'm
gosh.
like, yeah, I'll take it.
That's fun.
At that
Yeah.
point, I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Well, my hair was long, that long,
Yeah,
so like,
it was.
yeah,
Mhm.
so, funny. So, okay, I'm gonna shut this off, thanks for being on, guys.